Hi everyone, I'm Pharmacist Susu, and today I'll bring you with me step by step on how to get registered as a pharmacist in Malaysia after returning from overseas. To introduce myself, I'm a pharmacist who was registered both in Australia and Malaysia. I studied in Australia in University of Sydney from 2017 to 2020. I did my internship in Australia for 1 year, and eventually I got registered as a pharmacist in Australia. I hold a license with ahpra, and then I returned to Malaysia for good in 2022. Now I'm registered in Malaysia. I'm practicing as a pharmacist in Malaysia. Got a lot of friends around me who are studying overseas asking me on how to get registered as a pharmacist in Malaysia. So I thought of just make a videos for a step-by-step, so then I can just send the link to my friends whenever they ask me. But also with a video, it will be more comprehensive. I did this in 2022, so right now here is 2024. I believe the changes of the process are very minor. It's still relevant and applicable to you whenever that you're applying. So if you got any questions, you can leave it at the comment down below and I'll try to answer them. And if I can't, I will direct you to the correct sources on how to find information yourself. For my contacts in this video, I'll be using Australia as the overseas country that I returned from. Before I start, also a few terms that I would like to make it clear in Malaysian pharmacy settings. There are two terms for pharmacists. One is FRP and one is PRP. FRP basically stands for fully registered pharmacist, a registered pharmacist with active license that can work legally in Malaysia. And it is regulated by Pharmacy Board of Malaysia and its relevant laws and regulation. And PRP, it means Provisionally Registered Pharmacist, who is a pharmacy graduate who undergoes mandatory practical training under the supervision of a FRP. To be eligible to be FRP in Malaysia, there are a few criteria. Firstly, you have to hold Malaysian citizenship, qualifications of pharmacy, a pharmacy degree that is recognized by Pharmacy Board of Malaysia. I'll put the website link in the description box for you to check yourself. For example, if you study a pharmacy degree in Australia, here are the list of universities that are recognized by Pharmacy Board of Malaysia. Advice for students who are planning to go overseas to study and eventually will return to Malaysia to work, I would suggest you to look up to this list before deciding on which university to go to. Third, you will need to hold a valid pharmacy license from overseas. If you meet all these three criteria that I just mentioned above, then you can start your process of getting registered in Malaysia. Firstly, you will need to sit for the qualifying examination to pharmacy practice. Some people call it as forensic exam, which is basically laws and regulation that you have to be familiar yourself with that is relevant when you're working in Malaysia. These exams are only offered during a particular dates, so make sure that you look it up on their website, and I'll leave the link on the description below so you can look it up yourself and to plan your studying ahead of the exam as well. It's not a very difficult exam. It's an open book exam, by the way. It's not a very hard exam, but you do have to familiar yourself with the laws, and I'm not mistaken, I can't remember if it's in Malay or English, but if I'm not mistaken, if it's in English, I can make another video on the exam itself on the next video. If you are interested, let me know in the comments down below. But you do have to familiarize on how to flip the legal books itself so that you know where to find the information. And then what you have to do next is that go onto the website, find the dates, fill up the form. That's a form that you can find, and then fill up the form and get all your documents ready, and then email it to this email. One thing to note is that all documents that you hand in, it needs to be certified by a Malaysian registered pharmacist. Make sure that they write their registration number on the document, stating their registrations and their annual certification number on the documents. And within 10 days, you will receive an examination slip in your email. Then you study for the exam, sit for the exam, and pass the exam. You will receive your result slip via postal. It will be posted to the address that you fill up in the form. In between, when you're waiting for your result to be out, you can go to your overseas country, which is, for example, Australia. Go to your relevant authority body in Australia, that will be ahpra. Go onto their website and register for something called Certificate of Good Standing, COGS, Certification of Registration Status. And make sure that you apply through their website. You have to pay certain fees. In ahpra, you do have to pay $50. The certificate will be directly sent to Pharmacy Board of Malaysia to make sure that you are a good practicing pharmacist in Australia. You do not have any misconduct and you behave yourself as a pharmacist within the laws and regulations in that country. And then lastly, you will log on to this website which is called PRISMA, PRISMA. You'll be very familiar with this website eventually because this is the website that for Malaysians pharmacists to log on to renew our annual license as well. You have to do that every year. You can start applying for your FRP on the website, and do note that there's a fee of 100 ringgit for registration fee. Fill up all the details that you need. Some of the documents that are required including certified copy of your IC, your degree, forensic exam result, and that copy that was posted to you, with a letter of provisional exemption. You are exempted from doing PRP in Malaysia because you already done that part overseas. I can show you an example of my letter that I've written. If you're interested to get a copy of it, just leave a comment on this video down below saying that letter of provisional exemption. Send a copy of mine to you, including your certification of pharmacist license from overseas. And for this whole process to get approved as an FRP, expect a 1 week time. And then in between this time, you can actually start looking for a job, go for interview. When your license come out in a week time, you're ready to go and you're ready to work. I hope this video can clear all the questions that you have on how to get registered as a pharmacist in Malaysia after returning from overseas. And if you have any more questions that you would like to know, you can leave it at the comment section down below. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!